All right, so we're gonna jump into Tamar. She's having a stellar year, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what success is defined by now. Is it popularity and making the blogs, or I don't know. Like, do you need a body at work anymore? Because talent don't do shit.
I'm I always find myself trying to make excuses for Tamar. I really do because deep down, I really want her talent to speak for itself. I want her to be in the blogs and people talking about her because of that fire ass throat, not
Mhm.
because of your antics. We are way too old to be this to still be this damn petty and this damn childish sometimes. And it's just like, I know we haven't even gotten into it yet, but it's just like everything that's happened today is just like, what the fuck? You
Yeah.
got a phone call changed and
Oh,
you
right. Change where? Your underwear?
cashier, like,
Okay.
what the fuck? Like, this is the same old, this is the same old messy Tamar. And it's just like, when does it get old? When does it, when, girl? When?
So let's start with the positive with Tamar. So the good part is she signed to Dish Nation, so I think she's a permanent on there. She's been doing promo, going to the Breakfast Club. Just she's been doing stuff and being out there. The Queen's Court we're watching. I think we're on episode 3 now, and I enjoy it. You kind of don't pay attention a little bit, but to me, it's all the dating shows, but it's these 3 black women who are funny and entertaining. Like, I know people don't like Evelyn, but she's entertaining, and the way pussy flops out of her mouth, like it's like what do I say? Every time I see her, I see the vision of her doing,
Mhm.
and she just always talked about her pussy. And then Nivea is always hungry for dick and food. Like, she's
Oh my
hilarious.
god!
And
Allegedly.
and like I said on the live, I think Tamar has a woman doing her makeup and not a drag queen. So she's been looking good, but she's a fiance now. She's somebody's wife to be. So her man is white, named J.R. Robinson. So we're getting to see more of his personality on the Queen's Court. I will say, I get it a little bit, Tamar. Like, his bangs, his swoop bang gets me. Like, it reminds me of moving my bangs, bitch.
But
But
what I was saying too. Like, I don't feel like the Jr. we see now with her in photos and videos and shit is the same. Excuse me. Well, not. I don't get the same visual from him that I get on the show. Like, it's just there's a little bit more swag now because his hair is not. It just is giving me greasy white boy, and I was just like, ugh. But he does have that swag. Like, he does. You could tell. Like, and he even said on the show, like, he's dated black women all his life. And that's just you can
yeah,
just tell. You get that vibe.
yeah.
So I mean, they make a cute couple, and I'm not mad at that. So I'm I think the reason why I'm checked out is because we already know the results going in. So it's like we know that any of these other men on the show that was trying to vie for Tamar is not gonna work. So it's just like I already know who she ends up with. So I'm just kind of checked out.
So
I'm just like,
that's the weird part, and I feel like a lot of people are going to feel that same way because we know the outcome. I think you have to really like the women and just like those kind of shows to really watch it, because we know Evelyn got engaged. Now, I don't know exactly who she got engaged to because I didn't go back and look, so that could be a surprise. Nivea, I don't know, but she has been making good connections, again, eating. So she might win some way out of here, because if you get free meals and drinks, bitch, you won. But so who didn't win was JR's baby mother. Her and Tamar are having back and forth, having some words. This all came out on Tamar's birthday. Happy birthday, nigga. Um, so Tamar was gushing about her man, and how she wanted love and all this stuff. Let me see if I got that quote for a minute. Do I? No, but basically she was saying stuff about how she found a good man and she's cool with his baby mamas and his family, and they got 6 kids between the two. And the baby mama of his latest didn't like that. So we just seen her coming out in self-defense, because it's like, well, where's this coming from? We hadn't seen nothing. So before we break it down, she said she's been silent for over a year. So this does confirm that they have been together for a year, and they seem to be together now. So before we jump into the drama, do you believe this relationship?
you know what? When we were first seeing, inklings of her dating this man, but then the man was from a reality show, I thought maybe it was just all for TV. And I don't know. I'm sorry, Tamar's just so flighty. You just never know. So I didn't know what it was. And so now that we see that he was on the show, and they're rocking so hard now that they can be on social media. And now, hearing from one of his child's mother about how Tamar has caused havoc for the past year, it sounds
Yeah.
about on brand. It sounds about right. So it sounds like a real
Allegedly.
relationship to me. I mean,
Yeah. And so here's the question that came up. So she said Tamar made no effort to meet her. She's not a bonus mom, like she said to their 2-year-old. And oh, I guess the difference for me might be because they're engaged, but when do you introduce your kid or your baby mama to your new girl? Like if we're just dating and I don't know where this goes, and it's Tamar. Do I want you around my kids immediately? I don't know. So when would she have wanted Tamar to like, hey girl, I'm Tamar and we're gonna be friends because Sierra was friends with future baby mamas? Like, what was she supposed to do
well,
in
I
that?
think I think she was supposed to press her man. Like, why haven't you met him? And why haven't you pressed him for that? Like, wouldn't you as a woman, if
As a woman,
if Vince was in a new, and I don't know what Vince's situation is right now, but let's say the
men
Vince
or
was,
women.
shut up. Let's say that Vince was getting engaged to another woman. That woman is may be around your child. Like, you should want to meet that woman. Why wouldn't she have that same respect for the other women in her now fiance's life? You know what I mean? Like, the
Yeah.
fact that she had to say she hasn't met me, but well, clearly they've had drama. Well, she hasn't gotten to know me, I guess was her words. So maybe they have met, but hasn't really gotten to know her, or forge some kind of relationship where they can, co-parent together, because we're all going to be adults in this situation together. Well, now I
Mhm.
kind of question that, because whatever. But it's just, that's something that I would think that Tamar would want. But again, we don't know all sides to that. And again, me always wanting to defend Tamar for some reason. When this first came out, I was like, damn, like, why can't Tamar just say happy birthday to herself? And it seemed like an innocent message until the baby mama hit back. And then it's like, well,
Yeah. Yeah.
damn, like, what's really going on? And honestly, we've seen, yeah, we don't know Tamar personally. No one knows her personally but the people in her life. But you've seen Tamar over the years on TV.
For 10 years.
Tamar and chaos kind of go hand in hand. And I'm sorry, it can't be everybody else all the time. It just can't be. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
So, okay, her message, it says, we have 6 children between the two of us, and they mean everything to me. So miss me with the 4 baby mamas. Thank God for them. We are blessed and drama free. Thank God for my best friend. So thank God for them talking about his 4 baby mamas. So if I'm reading this and you've been causing havoc, won't do shit, and you just talking about thank God for them, like, girl, like, I don't know. So I kind of get it. And again, I just watched some Lifetime movies. So having people around your kids is strange to me when you don't know them. What was that?
I
Nanny
just,
Dears? Sorry.
yeah. I mean, I hope that she has some kind of good relationship with one or two of the other women. Otherwise, this entire post was all cap. Like, and what would be the
Yeah.
purpose of that? Like, why you didn't have to mention them at all? Like, you
Right.
could have just
Right.
been happy for your birthday and happy for your man, and you didn't have to mention them at all if that's not truly the case.
I think she was trying to cap, like, okay, because everybody's coming at her like he got 4 baby mamas and 5 kids. So in her mind saying he do, but I'm cool with all of them, so it's different. That's what Sierra said.
Mm.
Like, I what does that tell you if he says I love black women and basically I love them so much that I nut in 4 different
Oh,
ones? Like I love them that much. Like, and then you're not staying with those women. Not saying you have to, but like if I'm Tamar, I've been through some shit in all my relationships allegedly. I don't know. Like, I again, you can't turn somebody down because they might have everything else you need, but just coming in with 4 baby mamas, I don't know. I don't know. So then JR did jump in to respond, in Tamar's favor. Basically said Tamar Braxton has always been an amazing mother and spoiled my children with love. Stop speaking on these kids. So now you're defending this woman and saying, she spoiled my kids. Well, what if I don't know. I don't like the way they're throwing these kids in there, and that might piss somebody else off. Spoil my kid. You ain't done shit for him, or what if he's not taking I don't know. This is just weird. And Tamar, you know how it is as a woman. You know how people protect their kids. You know some niggas ain't shit. And his persona, like, he seems so suave and so good, but I'm like, is it game? Because it's too good on the show. And sometimes Tamar was like, I don't know if you just got the gift of gab, so she's trying to figure it out. And I guess maybe he won her over. But
well,
again, look at her
clearly.
past. Look at her past. Look at her past.
I mean, some people have game, and that's just how they are, and it can always seem like they're trying to game you, but maybe that's just some people are just suave like that. So we don't really know him like that. I don't know
Yeah,
until you prove us wrong. I mean, I don't mind them together. They kind of cute together as a couple. But
they do.
I
They do
just
work. So lastly with that, before we get to the mess, lastly with
stressing me
that,
out,
he basically apologized and said he put his baby mamas in the public eye. They're there because of him now. And he said all this is a difference of opinion with no conversation to clear up the miscommunication, and that's creating a bad cycle. So now you're admitting that some shit's going on, but hopefully y'all figure it out. It's just weird. It's weird when other people are involved in your relationship, when you invite the world in
right.
and y'all both got dirt and drama and scandal and bad breakups, and like this is gonna be a very bumpy ride. And I don't know if Tamar needs that. But then again, this is what she wants allegedly because
Well, hold on. Don't you think? Wouldn't you at this point be tired of public relationships? Like literally, you don't want nothing. Just like literally every time she's in a relationship, it's this public thing, and so it's gonna be this public like fallout.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to keep some things to yourself too. Like yeah, I don't know. Like I know that's how she make her money. She's a quote. She's I mean because the album sales aren't making her money, so
Right.
it's got to be
She's a socialite.
right. Clicks and views is what pays the checks. I mean pays the bills. I get it, but I just felt like I don't know if you really like this relationship and you want to protect this relationship, keep this relationship out of the public eye. You don't need the extra scrutiny. You don't need it. Like y'all
Yeah.
should be happy together off social media. Fuck
Like,
that.
like her whole podcast was about the change and like redirecting her energy and finding life.
Everyone has.
And it's like, oh, Tamar being the same Tamar that we know. And here we are. So repeat, rewash, recycle. Kandi and Tamar are fighting again. Can we just come to the point and say they would never like each other, even after Big Brother when it was fake nice? I don't know. It just seems
I didn't get fake nice. Like I really thought that they had hashed out their issues and they had stood with each other, sister love on the show, having each other back when she's about to fight the other girl on the show. It's like, I really had hopes again that this is Tamar growing. Yeah, and this is we mended this relationship and we can have public friends in this industry friends and it'll be okay. And it just girl
well,
like
you know
everything
what?
that everyone says, like you keep proving them right. It's like, oh my god.
You know what? This goes with what you said. Like, okay, so we did see them on Big Brother together, and they were becoming close. But it's like you said, when you go to an event and you are a handful of black people together, you generally merge together. You build
Yeah,
some kind of colored bond,
not okay,
and you
sir.
stay,
Sir.
you stay there. So it seemed like they were good, and I think she even went on speak on it, and it seemed like okay, but Kandi holds a grudge, and Tamar is Tamar. I know Kandi was like at any moment things are gonna flip, and I think they kind of separated, which is good. If I don't see you, we don't have no drama until 3 months ago. So Tamar was doing her talking and stuff, and she said, I was threatened by a peach and a man. I don't know if y'all remember that. Do you remember that?
I remember that. And so, and again, that starts the messiness
Mm-hmm.
because if you weren't going to speak on it, if you wasn't gonna, say the name, and what Mo said, put a name on it or keep it off the playground, Leonard, whatever she said. You know what I mean? It's like if you wasn't going to say what it was back then why was you being coy and messy? You had people insinuating it was Eve or insinuating it was other housewives just because you wanted it. If it didn't make the blogs, no one knew about it. You just wanted to speak about it to be messy and then wanted to leave some air of mystique about who the fuck it was. So you were being messy. And so then here we are months later, and I get, and I'm sorry, I'm jumping the gun. I'm going to tell you a story, but I get that she was on Watch What Happens Live, and they brought the question to her. I get that, and so I understand, why she had to address it because she's doing press, and they asked the question. I get that, but we have to go back to the root of we didn't need to know this in the first place. They couldn't ask you the question if you wasn't being messy in the first place. And
Right.
being messy in the first place resulted from you jumping into a situation that wasn't even fucking yours. Kandi was talking, it was Kandi and Carlos had a situation, and you jumped in the middle.
Right.
What the fuck
So
for?
okay. So there you go right there. So I remember when we saw that and we said it was like, oh, like why would you? That has nothing to do with
You
you.
inserted yourself in the
Nothing.
drama and then want to be like, oh, don't be mad at me because they the ones yelled at me or whatever. You inserted yourself.
So we got a clip, but before we get there, so after that happened, I guess she caught backlash, so she responded on the socials. Before y'all start, I left the situation alone. Did you? But the fact is, Kandi and Todd wanted to fight me. Period. There was witnesses, and Jr. came to the show the next day to check Todd, and she nor he won't address it. Because how you defend that? The facts are the facts, though. I'm off of it. Hashtag changed. Are you though?
Hashtag change.
Did you say
You're
y'all
off of it, but you caused this whole situation, but you're off of it.
Now, this is the part that got me because people do say that, like, there's a different look on Kandi now. So she said, y'all don't want me to say nothing because that's her narrative on TV. It's been months and I don't know why. I am not even high. It's been months and she addresses everything and everyone. Why not this? I welcome them both to speak on it and lie. So now she's saying, well, Kandi does talk about everything. Why have you not addressed this? You talk about everything. Then we have Jason Lee, who went on the Breakfast Club and said, Kandi's image is supposed to be this, but behind the scenes, she's a big bully. So like people have been, talking about Kandi for, like a year now, saying the image that's on TV is not who Kandi is.
And that may be a conversation to be had. And I'm not saying that she's 100% wrong or 100% right, because I'm sure the truth lies somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still to the fact that you're still not playing the game right then, because you're the one who always looks messy. You're the one who always seems to be involved in some drama, like always. But again, you didn't have to fuel that fire. And so let's go and get into these tweets that she did today and then deleted the shit. Because then I guess when she of course she talked about it on Watch What Happens Live, so I got the blogs going. And so she made this whole video, and we'll play that in a second. This whole 14-minute video in the car of her talking about finally talking about the situation, because she basically, even though she didn't say Kandi's name, she was very coy on Watch What Happens Live. And then when she took the drink, we all know what the fuck that means. So, then, the cat's out the bag. So she had to talk about this whole thing with Kandi. And so we hear about the allegations about, her not, we'll play the video, whatever. But my whole thing is, even after the video, right? Then she wants to be messy with I guess Kandi was on her show, the Amazon Live show, whatever. Mm-hmm. And someone asked her, and she just quickly went over and moved on. She was like, that's not really the true story. People like to exaggerate things. She said she admitted she did have words with her, but she's saying that Todd never threatened her. She didn't say Todd didn't say nothing to her. She's saying there was not a threat. And so I think there's a play on words here. So I definitely do feel like Todd probably came to his wife's defense. I can see that definitely happening, but whether he threatened Tamar's life or something like that, I'm not sure. But the fact that she did have her man come up there the next day and talk to him or whatever, that you just never know. You never know what happened there. But I just hate the fact of what she went to after Kandi insinuated that she was stretching the truth. Then we got this post from Tamar talking about now Billy going to start back up again, calling me a liar. Someone needs to call her and tell her to chill. Tadina 1000% did what I said he did. And then she deleted that tweet. And so,
not the Billy Goat and Tadina.
Right. And so, and the thing is, right there, it's showing just how petty you are. Because we can have a sparring, we can have a war of words without you going there and calling, and basically like a child, like calling names. But if somebody bring up a Muppet, then your feelings will be hurt, right?
Shit! Oh, sorry, I hit the most shit.
You know what I mean? And that's not me saying that, but I'm just saying that's something that has been used against you before, and you would feel some kind of way. So you can't just delete it and pretend like it's not there. Tweet and deletes, we know what the fuck this is, and somebody gonna catch it. You know what I mean? So it's like let's be grown here. Let's be very, very grown. And then she was in the I don't know if you saw that. She was in the comments on the Shade Room, talking about her, her what her voice. What does she call her voice? Something, and girl, okay, let's talk about that. So Tamar, I mean, I have always said, and this is no shade to Tony V. Braxton, the living legend, but I've always said Tamar's got the best voice in that house of sisters. I've always said that. I've always give Tamar her props. But let's be very honest here. Clearly, having a throat is not the only recipe for success, because you've got the throat and you don't have a quarter of Kandi's success.
Oh,
you know what I
shit.
mean? So let's not try to tear her down because you can sing better than her. What has that done for you? What has that done for you? Listen, this got me hot today.
It do.
And I'm a Tamar fan, and that's why I'm pissed off. It's just like, I want you to sing. Stop all the antics. What the fuck? And then her next tweet is like, listen, I'm healed and saved, but God don't want us to be rollovers. I'm standing firm on what I said, exactly how it happened, and don't need to lie about anything. That's what she tweeted after she deleted the Billy Goat tweet.
Mess. Hashtag changed. Okay.
I just can't.
Let's get into this video.
I look very interesting. Why you ain't tell me that? I look
She don't look like she look on TV.
Babe, you look great. I don't know what you're talking about.
I look sleep. Oh, fuck, with my earring. I don't know where nothing is. Listen, good morning, everyone. I am just leaving. We're getting back from our birthday vacation. It was like 2.5 days, but I'm grateful for it. I have to be on set in about 2 hours. I look really bad. Like, what's wrong with me? Like, right. First of all, just a couple of things I wanted to address. Number one, thank you guys so much for supporting Changed and St. Tamar's Day. Hey, Cora.
Tamar's Day.
I love y'all so much. But obviously, I want to address, what's really going on in the press, because, I feel like I've worked really hard on myself, and I can't help when somebody asks me a question, and I can't help the chains of events that actually really honestly truly happened. Now, this really all started, okay, everybody knows that I'm on Dish Nation now, right? And this really all started from a YouTube that Kandi put out about whatever the issues they had with Carlos King. And I was asked about it. Now, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not like these other reality people. Like, I'm a real bona fide 5-time Emmy nominated journalist.
Yo, wait,
Difference.
journalist?
So for me, I am not comfortable publicly saying or calling someone else a liar without knowing the legitimate facts. That's where I'm standing with that. I wasn't on no, you're not my friend, I don't want to side with you. It wasn't nothing to being messy, but my responsibility for my job and my integrity just lied in that. Or else I just would have said, oh, she lied. But really what I did say is I wanted to hear both sides of the story. Something in the milk ain't clean. Just trying to deflect from just outright calling somebody.
So does not something in the milk ain't clean, ain't you insinuating that she's a liar?
Mm-hmm.
So if you were just asked about it and you were just doing your journalistic job, isn't that to be impartial?
Are you a journalist though? Like, they get
But I'm
mad
just saying,
when you say
but
that.
that's what I'm just going off
Yeah,
of what
yeah,
she
yeah.
just
No, I
said.
get what you're saying.
You know what I
Before her to
mean?
say that. Like, I was like, you might make some people mad, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Like,
So I mean, she caught the shade. I mean, don't act like don't throw a rock and then try to hide your hands. Like, Kandi caught the shade and you meant the shade. Let's just be honest about it. Own your shit. Own it.
Mm-hmm.
Because number one, I don't know. Number two, I don't care. Number three, has nothing to do with me. Okay? Cool. That happened. I put up a clip promoting the show from my point of view in my story, not addressing anybody, not taking sides on nothing, because I really don't care. It really doesn't have anything else to do with me. Okay? So, weeks go by, 4 or 5 weeks go by, and we all have a concert together. And I'm leaving my dressing room to go to my dancer's dressing room to bring them their new clothes, and I see Kandi in the hallway. And I'm like, hey, boo, and I give her a hug, whatever, and she just look at me and she's like, I ain't fucking with you. And I'm like, what? I'm thinking she's kidding. Like, I'm for real thinking she's kidding. And she's like, I ain't fucking with you. I'm like, what happened? She like, oh, well, you said that shit you said about Carlos King was foul. And I'm like, oh shit. And I honestly, truly forgot about it. Right? And I'm like, listen, I didn't mean no harm. You know, I wasn't trying to, you know, go against you or nothing like that. It's, you know, just what I just explained to y'all. Like, I just feel like my responsibility is a little bit different. I ain't trying to call nobody publicly a liar when I don't know the whole story. I'm not comfortable with it. And she was like, nah. You said. And I'm like, sis, listen, if I offended you, I am so sorry. Like, you know, like I wasn't coming from that. I thought, man, you made up at Big Brother. You know, I wasn't coming for you. It's nothing like that. I really, truly, humbly apologize. And plus, I sent her a DM, and I said, I sent you a DM when, you know, when your fans was coming to my page. This was a while ago, and I was just trying to let you know that, you know, I wasn't trying to be, you know, malicious or nothing like that. Nah. But you said, and you did, and then you doubled down and put it in your story. I said, listen, Kandi, I'm not trying to go there with you. You know, we in the middle of this hallway. And now by this time, people swarming around. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we ladies, we shouldn't be doing this. We can go in my dressing room. Yeah, before I take it to the next level.
Oh.
Now,
okay.
Everybody know, I ain't really here for that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool and I'm safe. But I do know how to whip ass. Oh. And I don't do that because I don't condone violence at all, right?
Shit.
And I'm like, well, what's the name of the level you want to take it to?
Oh.
Like, what you want to fight? Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. You said he did steal from us. Right? And I'm like, she is really serious right now. I'm like, all right, like, don't do that. First of all, I'm from Baltimore. We're not going to do that. You know what I mean? And I'm telling her again, it's my 4th time apologizing. I am so sorry if this offended you, right? I wasn't trying to be malicious towards you. Now I'm saying this again. This isn't all way. I'm saying this again. Nah. I mean, Buck King. And I'm like, and I get to the point where I'm like, look, dog, this is not Atlanta Housewives. I'm not getting paid to sit up here and argue with you like this. Oh. I'm about to go sing everybody on this bill under the table. I can't argue with you right now. Like, I finna do all that. And then, I am trying to completely de-escalate the situation. It's giving bobs and cackling and cacklings. And, like, then Tadina comes up and, like, he comes and get her. And he says something to her. And then he looks at me in my face. Y'all can believe this shit or not. Nigga look at me in my face and go, you know what it is. Oh. What? Now, this is a dude. I don't care. Listen, y'all don't see me grow up on the Braxtons. Y'all don't see me go at it with my sisters. Y'all don't see me, you know, kind of like sporadically go at it with Lonnie. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the truth is, in real life, I'm really a peaceful person. You know what I mean? And I like to have fun, and I laugh and play jokes all the time. And so, the thing is with me, is that me and Kandi, or me and another female, can argue all day long. But when it comes to dudes in another woman's face to physically threaten them and harm them, that's when the line is drawn. That's when it's like, oh, it's not about her perception on TV. It's not about, you know, where we have known her to be on her reality life years ago. Because remember, I ain't been on reality TV for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's okay. I get it. But it's no reason for a man to ever step to a woman. Period. And the fact is, that is what happened. And the other fact is, I wasn't trying to bring nothing up, but, you know, now that I'm on, you know, Peacock and Bravo, I went to Andy's show, he's a good friend of mine. We cool. You know what I mean? He asked me about it because one of the fans asked me about it. And I wasn't trying to bring it up, and I wasn't trying to bring no drama my way because I am not on that. So it's like, I answered the question, I tried to deflect from it, And here we are. But what I'm not going to stand for is people saying, what did I do for a man to ever step to me?
All right, we'll pause real quick. I mean, and that's one thing we all can agree on. Like, if that happened, that is dead wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't be stepping to Tamar, regardless of whatever went down, whatever they're arguing about, whoever's right or wrong. Stay out of that. Like, if you're just trying to break it up, grab Kandi and move on another way. But he shouldn't address Tamar. I mean,
So
he shouldn't have.
So if he said, because he said, you know what it is that a threat? Or like, my girl gonna handle it? Or like, I don't, you know what it is. Like,
you would need the full context to know whether it's a threat or not. But on surface, it sounds like a threat. Like, why would he be saying you know what it is to her? Like, what does that mean? Unless he's saying you know what it is, my wife can whoop your ass. That's the only context where that would be appropriate. I mean, otherwise, what other way could he have meant it?
Because I was waiting for Harry to say that he called her a B and said something like, I don't, like you said, you know what it is can be taken as any way. So I don't.
Yeah. And I don't want to defend that because I wasn't there. And like I said, if that's what happened, then Todd was dead ass wrong. And so definitely.
So JR is in the car next to her, right?
Yes, he is.
Do you like he's used to all this right now?
Already? Right. Already?
I was like, oh God, like I know he's irritated. Like I know
really not. I don't know. He might like maybe they get high off of the drama together. I don't know.
Listen, he's getting attention. We didn't know him before this.
Period. Why you shaking your head?
Nothing. You ain't do shit for no man to step to you. That was a coward move, and it shouldn't have happened. And I addressed it with him, and I spoke to him about it, and he immediately apologized. But an apology after the fact is bullshit.
Especially when I'm there defenseless. Because he wasn't, this is one of those trips where Troy wasn't there, JR wasn't there. Like Rob was there, James was there. But this was kind of one of those trips where we just kind of, like we had like back-to-back shows, and we just kind of got in and got out. You know what I'm saying? And normally, and I didn't even have security, because really Global Productions is like, Sam and them is like real protective and family oriented. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't have a need. I'm not bothered backstage. Like, these are my family and my people. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't have a need to like be extra behind the scene with security and people and all that stuff. Like, it wasn't one of those trips. And then of course, I didn't even know I was walking into the Lions Den. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is, I'm just gonna keep it gangster with y'all. I spoke about this shit on Big Brother. Y'all called me the victim. She's a victim then, and Tamar always starts stuff. But go back in the clips, they didn't age well. I said what I said. The reason why we had beef in the first place because it was mean as fuck to me on tour. Very, very similar to how y'all see this SWV stuff panning out. My story. And I said this back thing on Big Brother, pull the receipts. There's very much a lot of egos going on. And I ain't trying to speak about a show that I don't even watch. And the reason why I can't watch it is because of the whole sister aspect. Like, I go through it, and I went through it publicly with my own sisters. And I don't want to see Tasha and Tamika going through that. I love them. You know what I'm saying? We've all been friends for a very long time. And so that's the only reason why I don't watch it. Because it just triggers, I don't want to see that. But go back and watch them clips. I'm not bullshitting. I don't have to get on a bandwagon of nobody. I was just asked the question because I was on Watch What Happens Live. And that's all. And that's it. I don't want no drama. Don't associate with me with no drama.
Girl.
I said what I said that night because I was angry and it really happened. I wish I didn't even post about it on my story. But, being defenseless and you a woman with a man will really send your emotions somewhere that we really don't have control over. You know what I'm saying? And I felt defenseless because I was by myself. So you can believe what you want. You gotta believe me. I don't really care. This is what happened. I really don't want to speak about it no more. But I don't have a reason to come after nobody, and I don't want to fight with nobody but the devil. And that's where I'm staying with it. So that's that, and that's it. And happy birthday to me. Because it's my birthday weekend. I don't think I really want to talk about this on my birthday weekend. I'm telling you, we turned up. What's up? And that's it. Okay, so what's next?
So yeah, after that, I think she just got into the show or whatever. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, like she should have had a song called "Drama," not "Changed." You're lying, allegedly, or the milk ain't clean. Well,
A
JR
mess.
might not be clean. Who knows? Do you find it weird that I've been noticing over the past couple months, Andy is not so loyal as he was to Candy. Like he used to hold Candy high. He's been doing like some shady things, or I don't know. He used to kind of protect her a little bit to me. Maybe that protection is off now that Phaedra's back on Bravo.
Do you think that he knew? I mean, because Andy looked shocked that she was alluding that it was Candy, because he brought up Eva's name first.
See, I don't know because Andy's messy. They say he pre-picks those questions so he don't have to ask.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean,
like
come on,
sometimes
you
they
got to
give them
have a
the question.
soundbite. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
But
I
I mean,
don't.
I think it would have been a soundbite regardless because of the mess being in a messy question. Regardless, so let's say it was Eva. Like no matter who it would have been a messy moment.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was manufactured to tear Candy down. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I'm just saying, like, he used to kind of, to me, go overboard to protect her. And lately, now it's like, well, your shows haven't been bringing what they're supposed to bring. And now, like, I don't know. Like, her show got canceled. Like, I don't know. He used to just hold Candy in this different light. I just kind of look at Andy and Candy differently.
Shout out to Candy for getting an A at her restaurant, though. See, why don't and that never makes news though. But whenever she failed a health score, bitches all over the blogs. But ain't nobody talking about that A she got recently.
Well, congratulations to y'all and y'all intestines. You can go try it now.
Yeah.
And I'm with you on that because they do say the good news don't travel.
It don't.
But when you've had 75 F's, D's, and C's, when
because
you get that A a year later,
only hear about those. But how do you know how many A's she hasn't had in all her history as being a restaurant owner? How do you not know? Because the A's are never going to make a headline. They're never going to.
A mess. Well, speaking of headlines, let's go to her show. Candy is on this show with SW.